the series.
Yes.
Are you planning on including any of their iconic themes for James Newton Howard's?
You know, definitely. I thought about it. I love the music from the show, and you know, as you know, James is like he's my brother. We made movies together and all that stuff. And I said, you know, and he did a bunch of he and Hans Zimmer did music for the Batman Begins and Dark Knight and all that stuff. And I was like, here's the script, man. And how we do it is I show James the script. And it's very unusual from other composer-director relationships. He'll write the score, he'll write the themes of the movie prior to the movie being shot. And he does that based on me just yapping away at him and telling him, this is the thing, this is what I'm imagining. And the reason I do it that way is because I want, rather than it being diluted, kind of he's coming from this branch and then composing, that we're all coming from the same pool of inspiration. So, you know, you hear these images, I'll tell him what I think Zuko means, what the elements mean, what learning water means to me, you know, that kind of thing. And you just see him nodding, and he'll go away and write a suite of music. And so he wrote the suite of music, and it's inspired by the show, the drums, the percussions, and things like that. So specifically the answer is no, that it won't have the exact themes of the show, and it was something we talked about, but James came up with what I think is his best score of his life. And if that's not the best score of the year, I don't know what is. It is like he killed it. I mean, he killed it. You saw some of his music on the first teaser that I did with the Noah with amongst the candles, that kind of that iconic thing, and he just killed the movie. I mean, when you see the movie music, it's unbelievable. It's just the subject matter is so rich with anywhere you want to go, kind of. Driven by the emotion, kind of action driven by emotion, which is like such a great thing for me. And we did a little bit of that on Unbreakable, but we had a real great opportunity to do that here.
Will you delve much into the history of the Avatar world? And while you answer that question, in the trailer there's at least a firebender and an earthbender that I didn't recognize kind of fighting that scene there.
Which one? Like
it's a firebender and he's like throwing fire at an earthbender and he blocks it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that kind of like a historical or educational part, or?
No, that's actually the freeing of the Earth town that's in prison. In in the show they did it on a boat. They did it not on a boat. You know what I'm talking about? Like he pulled iron or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were on a barge, like a metal barge.
Yeah.
And so ours is in a kind of a. I had visited South Africa as I was writing the movie, and I visited Mandela's prison where he was in a rock quarry, and I was just so moved by this. And they described all the guards standing and on the perimeter, and Mandela was almost blinded because of the light off the rocks, the limestone. And you're standing there, and these guys are just So that was the kind of inspiration that they're in a kind of a rock quarry prison, and Ang comes in and says, makes a speech and says, "What are you doing here? What are you guys doing?" And then everybody rises. It's really cool. One of the great balancing tricks of the movie was how much Asian influence to put into the patina of the movie. So, do you have pagodas? Do you have this kind of thing? And then the consensus was with the production designer and myself, and then consequently with James, was it's a flavor. It's not the setting. It's not Asia. We're not in Asia, for the movie, but it's influence. What medieval stuff is, the Lord of the Rings, Asia is to us. Right. It's influencing it, but it's not necessarily that's a kimono or that kind of thing. And the same thing with the music, because we toyed with the idea of it being very Crouching Tiger kind of thing, and I love martial arts movies, but we ended up kind of going it's influenced, but it has its own world. So I'm really excited to hear the score. What
about like the letter, like the waterbending scroll is in Chinese letter? What will it be?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we ended up making up our own language. That's influenced by Chinese calligraphy, and so like when you see, and did you guys see the beginning opening sequence? No, you haven't yet in any of the materials. But when the characters do their moves at the beginning, there's the kind of the letters that represent the earth, water, that kind of thing. So we have a whole vocabulary.
Is it a functional language?
It is.
These guys are about to start a website in that language for their...
Well, I hopefully use some of it, some of the language. It's much, it's all interpretive. So they'll take, they'll take the symbol for water and the symbol for, I don't know, the table, and together they mean something else, right? So they mean, it might mean someone who's wishy-washy because they go from a hard place to I'm not sure, kind of. Maybe that's what that means, and we weren't making it up. What these symbols mean together. But when we were analyzing the ones that they used, the kind of the historic ones that they used, again, it was just this exact conversation of like influence, but it isn't Asia. By the way, our final trailer will be on Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
That's
exciting.
yeah, that's really exciting. So
Now we'll see Iron Man.
That's